I'm Arjun, serving as a senior DevOps engineer at Infosys, and I have solid 10 years of experience in the DevOps field, and I'm also certified trainer over the 5 years. I will be guiding you on this DevOps professional for further journey. Small recap of yesterday's class. So yesterday we have discussed regarding an IP address and server also, right? And types of IP addresses like IPv4 and public and private. So we have discussed regarding the types of IP addresses and what is the use of networking by using the IP addresses. So generally we came across networking concepts and networking communication, how it is going to be happen between the server and other network devices, right? So let's understand in more deeper regarding that same, like in a sequence manner. As I said, this is my server. So inside the server, I'll be having first computing part, and top of it, I'll be running the operating system. And top of the operating system, so we can run an application. We can run an application. So this server is identified with an IP address. So that should be a private or public. It can be anything. But the use case, when it is a public, internet access, when it is a private, no internet access. That we already covered that. So in order to browse this application on the web browsers, we need a public IP address to this server. So I'm identifying this server with this IP address. So then only I can able to open. So each server will be having a default firewall itself, or we can also set up a firewall before this server also. What is a firewall? A firewall is nothing but a protection layer, like before this your server. So the firewall, you're going to do some actions here in it, like inbound and outbound. You are just giving permissions that who can come inside and who can go from out of the server. So like this, and which protocol? We discussed already the standard way of protocols, right? We have DNS, HTTPS, SSH, Telnet, FTP, SMTP, SNMP. Like this, we have multiple protocols. So those protocols and port number, you will be going to define it, this file. So this is my server. Fine, let's understand the server things as well. So we know already about the IP address. So that's enough. Now moving ahead, whenever I want to create a server on the cloud, so you have to do certain configurations first of all. So if you are creating this physically with your hands, so you need to do a lot of connections. You have to connect with the laptop. For example, this is my physical server. Yeah, let's take this one. So this is my physical server and I have my laptop. Whenever you want to do with the physical server here, you can able to see these ports, right? These ports are nothing but Ethernet ports. This Ethernet port will be having your MAC address and as well as your loopback or NSE card address. Okay, that's how I can identify it as a network device. Now, my laptop also having the same. So I need to connect to this server with a wire. Okay, so this wire is nothing but console port. Okay, console port. So console port is nothing but so the port which allow you to do an admin configurations inside a server. So this is my physical server. You can see the real server and you have to connect with the ports. And this server is having a multiple ports, Ethernet ports, serial ports, and console port. So if it is a physical server, you have to connect with your laptop. You have to connect the console port from your laptop and this server will be having one IP address. That is private IP address. On top of this server, the vendor will be sticks. So the vendor will stick one IP address to it, like 192.168, 1.132 like this. And he will be giving you one username and password. First, you have to log in with these things in your laptop to this server and then it will give you a login access. Then what are all the things you need to do? You can do it via console port. This is we are talking regarding a physical server. Then what about the managed server? Managed server means the same server I can create on the cloud level.
I can create on the cloud level. So when you are going to create the server at the cloud level, you are not an admin like this. Physically, you are connecting here, you are an admin actually. But when you create the server, you are not an admin at the cloud point. So cloud, you're always a kind of a contributor guy. You will be doing your work, you're creating something, you're deploying something in a managed way, like platform way. Okay. So let's understand the same server on the cloud base. If the same server from the data center, cloud data center, I'm going to create here. Okay. So when I'm going to create this server is gives me certain configurations you need to do, like give me a server name, and then what operating system you need to boot inside the server. And then after, it will tell you to create a key. Okay. Key pair. So it asks you to create a key pair actually. So what does mean by a key pair? Key pair is two types. One is public, one is private. Okay. Two types of key pairs. And we will be having the extensions also. Like, okay, like we have a dot PDF, dot doc, dot MP4, and dot JPG like this, right? The same way, this key pair also going to have the same. When I'm going to create the server, so this server is telling me that, hey, if you want to access the server from your laptop, you need to create the key pair first. When you are going to create the key pair, so it is going to give you one more key that is a original duplicate key. There's an original duplicate key. So this key you need to download into your laptop. You need to download into your laptop. So whenever you want to access this server, so with this key only, you'll be able to log in inside the server. If you're not having this key, the server will not accept you to do configurations or to do login. The server will not accept until and unless you are not maintaining this key. This key has to be original key only with the server given. So this key will be a private key and this key will be a public key. So you can send this key to your friend also. Your friend can connect to this server. Okay. You can also open this server terminal online by using the public key. So this is public key and this is private. And this key in RSA format. RSA key. RSA key. So this RSA key is too secure actually. So it is using an algorithm. Okay. And then it's creating a secured key actually. Too much secured key. Fine. RSA is nothing but revisit Shamir Alderman something is there. So that is a cryptoism key which generates by using the algorithms. We have 1 to AES 125 HA FE Delman algorithms like this. By using them, this key will be created and it is too secure. A hacker will take a minimum of 5 to 10 years of time to beat this key. That much secure it is. So this key my server will create. And then my server will give me an options. Hey, what are the configurations you want to give? Like you want 8 GB memory and one CPU or two CPU. So what do you want to be configure the configurations to your server? So I need to define these things to my server. Then my server creation will be happy. So let's see how we can do this server creation on the cloud. But before that, we need to create AWS account. AWS account, and it is 12 months free. Free means it is not completely free. So there are limited services and resources. They allocated some quota on the 12 months free tier account. So you will be able to use that quota values only in a month and in a year. Okay. 12 months is nothing but in a year. So you can create this account by using debit card. So debit card can be Visa or Master or RuPay. Three can be three signature cards it will be supports. My suggestion is to you to use Visa and Master, and you should keep at least 100 rupees in it, because while you creating the account, it will deduct 2 rupees from the account. to validate you are right person or not, are you providing a proper details or not. And this 2 rupees automatically refund to your account in 5 working days. So once the 2 rupees is detected, your account will be ready. So how you can create this account? Go to new tab, search AWS console and click on AWS management console. Now you can see create AWS account here. Create AWS account. So it giving you these options, explore feature products with a new AWS account. You have to give a root mail address here and one name and then verify. So after verification, it will be going to ask your personal details like your address and your name and your PIN code. And it will also going to ask your PAN card. So don't give PAN card details. If you are in India, don't give PAN card details. Select no option. That's it. Enter your debit card details and your account will be created after entering the 2 rupees OTP password. Okay. That's it. It's a very easy to create. Only the second step is pending here. That's it. You have to enter the debit card details and proceed. It will give you an OTP. You have to authenticate that. And once you have did it, so you can your account will be redirects to like this. Your account will be your page will be redirect to this page. So you have to always select root user. We are creating our own individual account, so that's why we need to select root user. And here you have to give your mail address which you have provided as a root mail address. Okay, so I'm providing my mail address and next. And here you need to enter the password which you created. So I'm entering my password, sign. That's it. It's very easy and this account got blocked. Okay, let me log into another account. Login back. It will be direct to the same only, I guess again. Yes. So let me take my email address. Just a minute. So I have logged into one of the account. So that account got blocked. Okay. Now if you can see, so it will be login like this. You can see here. So these are all the services available. So 100 plus services are available inside this AWS account. If you click on here, every service is having the sub services. Okay, business applications, financial, compute, container, database, developer tools, all this. So multiple other sub services are available. Okay. So here in the right side, if you can see, this is my account ID and this is the region. So AWS is having a multiple regions. So these many regions. So AWS is having completely 24 regions. What are they? 24 regions. So let's discuss those. Region is nothing but a data center in the AWS, the collection of data centers. So assume each box is a country, one country. So this is, let's say, in Virginia, and this is, let's say, Ohio, and this is like Canada and UK, and this one is India, and this one is some Tokyo. Okay. So each box is representing one country. You can assume like that. And in each country, AWS is created their own data centers. So the data centers, we are calling it as availability zones. Okay. We're calling them it as availability zones. So this is AZ1, AZ2 availability zone, AZ3, like this. Availability zone 1, availability zone 2, available zone 3. So in the same pattern, all data centers are having same availability zones. Okay. So here also. So let me keep this like this. And this is every region. Let's say this is N Virginia, and this is something like Canada Central, and this is India. Okay, in India we have Mumbai and Hyderabad, and also like it's something like Tokyo, and it is something like Ohio, and it is UAE, Middle East. So like this, in each country, they have created the data centers, nothing but availability zone we are calling. The collection of data centers, I'm calling it as a region. I'm calling it as a region. To make you understand, for example, I have three branches of my shops. Like I have a business. I have three shops in the Hyderabad. Okay, in different area, or in Bangalore in different area. So collectively, these three shops, what I can call Bangalore region or Hyderabad region. Okay, collectively I can call a region of these three shops, branches. In the same pattern, the cloud also, they created the data centers, they maintaining the minimum distance between the data centers, and collectively they are calling it as a regions. The collection of data centers nothing but regions. Okay. And all these data centers are interconnected. All these data centers are interconnected by internet service providers who are all Verizon, AT&T, and other we have Tata, Vodafone, international service providers. Okay, Vodafone, Tata, AT&T, Verizon, Discover like this. So these are all internet service provider at international, worldwide. So with that, they are connecting each country data centers with a wires. Okay. So internet connectivity always with a wired only. There is no wireless and a long distance. So you can see some wireless technologies also. So that is at limited distance only. So one country to another country, it is connecting through wire only. Without wire, nothing will happen. So right now you might be sitting in a USA and I'm sitting in India, and how we are communicating through the WhatsApp, how you are joining into Zoom because of the submarine cable under the oceans. If you can see, our India is connected with the this submarine cables. So this is the network. You can see this is the network. We have a gateways at Mumbai and at Kerala and as well as Chennai. And Chennai, Mumbai is the main gateways to in India, primary and secondary. If you are sending a message to your friend who is sitting in USA, and your message will be exit from the Mumbai. If your friend also sitting in Canada, your message will be exit from the Mumbai gateway. And if your message exiting from the Chennai, then you will experience some buffer, the late message receives, because the distance is more calculates in between. So these are the main gateways to in India, Mumbai like this, and every country is connected with this submarine cables under the sea. Okay. So this is how internet is connecting to one country to another country. You can able to see submarine cables like this, and it is too powerful cable. Nothing will happen to these cables. Yes, every region is connected, and there will be a common portal. Okay, there will be a common portal. So this portal is connected to every region. This portal is connected to every region. This is nothing but your www.aws.console.com. Okay. So just before I enter this one, right? www.awsconsole.com. So as you are creating the first account and when you are logged in, so this will be works from your N Virginia region. So this portal will give you UI from N Virginia data centers from here. And then you can switch to your favorite region. Like you want to switch to Canada, you can switch. You want to switch to UAE, you can switch. You want to switch to Mumbai, you can switch. Or Tokyo, you can switch. So this portal is going to switch. And from here, from this portal, you can actually do resource management. That's why it's called AWS Management Console. Resource management. You can create, delete, provision. You can do whatever at infrastructure, platform, and software. Okay. So these configurations you can do at this portal. So this is going to be switched to your regions. And if you see the regions, AWS regions global infrastructure. So this is the global infrastructure of the AWS region, world map. The color which you are seeing, blue, that is already working. The data centers are already working. And the red color are coming soon. Okay. So active data centers are 24 regions are there. And if you move your cursor, here you can see Hyderabad launched in 2022, availability zones 3. That means 3 data centers. And coming to Mumbai, launched in 2016, it is having availability zones 3. In same way at UAE, if you move your cursor, you'll be able to see the different regions. Okay, you can see like this. So this is coming soon, Mexico. So Milan, coming soon, Singapore, Thailand. Okay, so like this. So there are 24 data centers are active, or more 6 data centers are coming soon at worldwide. So all these are connected through a submarine cables. So one country to another country. Even all network service providers are doing the same. So now I have logged into my AWS account, right? So this is my AWS account and I have logged in here. If you can see here in the right side, there is a Mumbai is there. Okay, I just switched to the Mumbai. If you want to switch to Hyderabad, click on the Hyderabad. Your portal is switching to the Hyderabad right now. If you want to switch to Virginia, your portal is switching to the Virginia. Okay, you can see this like this. So here you can do your configurations. You can do your configurations. So since we are talking about the server, so in AWS, server is nothing but EC2 instance. Nothing but EC2 instance. We already discussed the multiple names to a server. A server is equal to many names, right? Like instance, VM, node, hop, net, slave, mission. Okay, these many names to a one server. Here, AWS is calling it as instance, but they have added EC2 before. So what is the meaning by EC2? What is the meaning by EC2 means? Yesterday we already covered on the server, first what it will be having along with the memory and CPU, it will be having the computing part, right? Okay, this is my computing part. Okay. On top of this, I'll be running operating system and I'll be running application. Fine. Now my server is actually 8 GB server. My server is an actually 8 GB server. Let me write down here. 8 GB is there. So when your application run and operating system run, your operating system is going to consume 2 GB from this 8 GB. 2 GB from this 8 GB. In your mobile also, same. Your Android or iOS, your mobile having 8 GB RAM, for example. 8 GB RAM is available for your mobile? No. Your Android system is going to consume at least 2 GB RAM from it. Rest of the RAM you are using 5 GB RAM. All your applications are using 5 GB RAM. Same way here also. When I create an 8 GB server, it is going to consume 2 GB to my operating system, a Windows or Linux, whatever. And then I will be having rest 6 GB, right? So 6 GB my application is using. So okay, 6 GB is free space here. And into your application, today 50 users are logged in and they are creating their data and application also running. And tomorrow 1000 users are logged in. When 1000 users are logged in, out of this 6 GB, it is using 1 GB. That means 5 GB is left. And day after tomorrow, 1 lakh users are logged in. So it is consuming more 1 GB. So how much? 4 GB will be left. And all of a sudden, business is very high and 10 lakh users are logged in into an application. So an application is going to consume complete 3 GB from the 4 GB. So rest how much? 1 GB will be left. And the storage is not sufficient in this server for the application. Same like your mobile. When your mobile is out of storage, your mobile will behave well, no, right? It will give you some weird behavior. It's not able to respond to you properly. Same process, when an application going to consume more space inside a server and it is going to stop working. When it is stop working, server, my application also stop works. Then our business will go into the loss. So I don't want this case. I don't want this case. So that's why cloud service providers are calling it as managed server. So managed servers. So to maintain my application, I need to add extra space like your memory card to mobile. So I will be creating more 8 GB or 4 GB, 4 GB. And this is already 8 GB server, right? This is already 8 GB server and this 4 GB I want to add it to extra to it. So then combination, it is a 12 GB server. So then my application can easily utilize this space and it can run smoothly. So this is how I can use it. But you are doing elasting of your server, right? You are doing elasting of your server like a rubber band. Take a rubber band and when you apply force on it and you're expanding it, that means the rubber band is going to elast, right? And when you don't want the elasticity, then you can release the force and it will come to an actual state. Same way here also, your server we are increasing by adding the more space, right? But actually what we are increasing? We are increasing this computing part. This computing part we are increasing. So I'm elasting this computing part. That's why E. What I'm elasting? I'm elasting C. Computing part. Where I'm doing it cloud. That's why E double C. And if you don't want, yes, you can detach this and it will come to an actual state. Okay. So like this. So since E double C is calling EC2, what is it? It's a instance, nothing but a server. So that's how AWS is calling instance as a EC2 instance. So you can flexibly expand it and flexibly pin down it. That's how your business is always flexible and scalable at managed servers. Fine. So that's why I'm calling it as EC2 instance. Okay, let me come to my cloud. This is my cloud now. And I want to create a EC2 instance. In the search bar, you can search for EC2. It will give you this option. Click on this. So this is my EC2 dashboard, right? EC2 instance dashboard. So instance running are 0. Click on this. So there are no servers actually here. There are no servers. Launch an instance. That means you can create an instance here. So create an instance and it is giving me this page. Name your server. So I'll be going to name it as VM or VM website. I'll call it as. Okay. And then the second option it is giving, hey, which operating system you want to be boot inside the server. So you're just creating the server, a normal server with a compute. So which operating system you want to be boot inside? Linux, a Mac, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, you say. Have many other operating systems. So let's go with the Linux. And the second option it is giving me instance type. Instance type. So instance type is nothing but the configurations of the server. So here it is family T2, 1 CPU, 1 GB memory. If you go to compare instances types, AWS is already created many family types according to the business requirement. Okay. So that's how we are calling and we divided the server types, general purpose, storage optimized, memory optimized like this. Okay. According to the business application. So let's see, now we are doing a demo class like normal application. So we can go with T2, T2 micro, T2 small. So this family type is enough. So that means T2 micro means you'll get the one CPU to your server and one memory. Okay. So select instance type. So when you select this instance type and it is giving you one more option, key pair. We already discussed it. Key pair is like public and private. So you have to create a new key pair here. So it is asking you to create RSA key. You can give any name here. Okay. So like KSR key I'm giving. It will be going to select RSA and .pim. We have two file extension .ppk and .pim. So .ppk is supported by putty application. So previously, 4 years, 3 years back, so it is an open source application which enable you to connect to a interface or a bash or a shell terminal. Okay. But now .pim, .pim is the open SSH file which can support everywhere in the shell. It could be a cloud shell, terminal, bash shell, PowerShell, anything. So .pim can be supported in any terminal. But PPK for putty. Since many of the industries are using the putty, so they have provided .ppk extension also. And the most secure one is RSA. And if you look at this AD 25519, so this is also an encrypted key pair, but we use more RSA rather than this ED. Both are too secure, but RSA is more secure than the ED. So KSR key I have given. So when you do create key pair, it automatically going to download into your system. Okay, create key pair. Now I'll be going to store it my desktop and save it. Okay, I have saved this now. Fine. And then the second option it is giving me network settings. So in network settings, let it be a default settings only because we'll having a separate classes on the networking point of view on the cloud. And it is giving firewall security here. So before my EC2 instance, I need to say that who can be come inside and who can be cannot be inside the server. That who can access my application, who cannot be by using a protocols. Okay. So 0.0.0/0 means anyway, we already discussed yesterday in class. So allow HTTP and HTTPS ports for it to access my server and SSH. right? And 8 GB storage and number of instances 1. I'm giving 8 GB storage to my server. Okay. And launch instance. And now it is creating my server inside nVirginia data center. Click on the instances here or view all instances. Now this is my name of the server and ID, and it is still pending. It had to be created. And t2.micro and US East 1A is the original data center in nVirginia, public DNS, private DNS. Okay. So this is my server and I want to log inside this server. I want to log in inside the server. So how can you can go to this connect point here, click on the connect point, and you have 4 methods to connect. The first one is you can directly connect by using the public IP address in the web browser. Second one is you have to install an SSM agent and then you can manage your server. And one more is SSH. From Putty or from your terminal, you can directly connect by copying this command. And EC2 serial console, I said. So since we are not an admins to the physical server, so it is a non-authorized to this account. We need to manage access and we need to request for it. So this serial console will be having one port where it is called TTYS0. You can do some more configurations like an admin level. Okay. So these are the 4 methods. Let's come to the first method and connect. So it is going to open a terminal itself in the web browser. So now we can see Amazon Linux 2023 version AMI it is. Now have connected. Okay. So this is my Linux server now. I want to do certain configurations here. Like what I'll do, yum update sudo su. I'll be entering into the admin. So nothing need to be updated. Already it is updated. Let me upgrade it. It's already upgraded. So this is my server now. You can see here, this is an IP address and this is a user. So from last 3 classes, 4 classes, we are discussing server application, server application, server application, right? So let's understand an application. So inside my server, I can deploy an application. So there are different type of applications we have, and we have tier also. The first one is static application. Let me write down the different applications and dynamic application. Okay. Static application and dynamic application. Static application means, so this is the front end application, front end UI to any of your website. Okay. It use HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And then this front end application, if it is not connected to a database, if it is not connected to a database, then it is a static application. And there is no APIs. When your application is connected with the database and APIs, then it is dynamic application. It is dynamic application. So let's try to install an application inside a server, static application, and we will be having the tiers also, an application point of view. The first tier is UI, which is nothing but presentation. Second one is business logic, business logic application. And third one is database. Okay, database. When you keep this both in one server and this is separate server, this is two-tier application. When you keep everything in different servers, then it is three-tier application. Okay. When you keep these three all in one server, then that is single tier application. Single tier, two tier, and three tier, like this. Okay. Now let's deploy a static application here. So I have this server. To do that, I need to go with two things. Okay. So here I'm not connecting the DB. I want to use this two in one server. I'm going to do in the one server. Okay, UI and business application. Like it's a static application. Okay. So come here and you can install a web service application yum install httpd-y. Let me increase the font. Yeah. -y. httpd is from Apache. So it is going to give you uh, the configurations to open your application on the web. Okay. Right now it is downloaded with that command. You don't need to worry about the commands. We'll be going to have a Linux classes. It's just a demo to show you the how an application will be inside a server. And then I need to start that service. I just installed and I need to start the service. Service httpd start. So my service is started now. And I want to use a specific path here. Okay, since I downloaded, installed this, so it will be going to enable a path for me where I can keep my HTML codes. So I'm going to it var www html. Okay, here is where web pages are going to be opened. Okay, you don't worry about the commands. I'm again repeating. So now I want to deploy my own application here. Let's say here already one file is available, nothing is available here. Okay, at this point, I can create one index.html file. So I can write it something here like welcome to AWS DevOps. Okay, I have written it. If you come to your server, click on this. So to access the application, we need public IP address. We discussed yesterday, right? If you copy this address and come here and paste, you should able to see what I have done inside the file. Welcome to AWS DevOps. But this is normal thing which I have written in the index.html. But I want to see a real application with the HTML code and JavaScripts. You can go to a new tab and then you can type like static websites, templates or downloads. Okay. Go to the first page. So here you have plenty of templates. The many developers are developed and they're giving here. So you can select any of the code. So let's go with this one. Right click on the downloads, copy link, come to your server and wget, right click, paste it. So it is going to download the code here in a zipped format and I need to unzip it. So what I'll do, unzip, I'll give the file name. If I give ls, it is unzipped. So now what I'll do, I just want to be browsed on the same IP address. I'm just running a command. Don't worry about the commands. So I have all the files here: contact.html, CSS, fonts, images, index.html, JavaScript, service.html. Okay. So I'll be moving all these files to /var /www /html here. Okay. So if I see ls, I'll be having one index.html only. Okay. Let me come back. Okay. Let me go to the same file and let me run the above command again one more time. If I say I should have nothing here. Yes. Now you come here and refresh for IP address. So your application is open right here. It's a static application. There is no database connectivity. Okay. Now you can see it. So if you do login or no login here, I think. Okay. So if you do something, it will only redirect here itself only, like services, contact, home, and about. Here itself, it is doing the routing here, but it is not storing your information. There is no sign up process. There is no login process. Okay. We can also do some edits here itself in the code. You just come to index.html, vi index.html, or you can open nano also. Type nano like this. So here is the code. So what I'll do, I'll going to change something here. So here the border, I'll be going to change it as DevOps. And in the down also, I'll just go and change few things. This is Navibar. Okay. Your safety our responsibility. Your safety our responsibility. Home security. Let me check it out here. Which one it is there at home? Your safety our responsibility. Right. Let's go to the first home page. Okay. So here I'll be going to say your DevOps classes. Okay. So I'll be going to save this. Control X, Y and enter. Now if you come and refresh, so it's not updated. Services, contacts, home, refresh, refresh, refresh. Oh, it's updated the title. Said who we are, we can do something change. Oh, it's zigzagging basically. Okay, let me change it here. Like at contact us, you can say the base is not supporting basically. Okay, fine. This terminal is not supporting properly for the web editing. Now if you can see, refresh, refresh, refresh. So here I'll be having 3. So your DevOps are classes. So it's changed now. So this is how your static application works inside a server, and we are accessing here, right? So we will be going to map this with a DNS. In further classes, we'll deploy applications like this, dynamic applications. We'll connect with the databases and we'll do a mono and microservices also. So with the servers and advanced topics like Docker and Kubernetes. So this is how you should create a server on the AWS. So I request you to all create your AWS account and do this practice. So make uh, like habituate to the AWS console. So then you'll get to know more options, how to configure and how to do them and how to deploy the applications. So it will be very easy to you if you do daily practice. If you not create it, please create your AWS accounts with your debit card. Don't use any credit cards. So any questions? So you have a public IP address and private IP address here. Private is no internet access. If you copy and search, nothing will come here. It is for intranet communication actually. No, it will give you, oops, didn't find any. So this is how it is. Static application deployment at a server and how to configure a server on the AWS cloud. Any questions? No? Cool. So if you have no questions, then I can terminate this server. You can just select your VM in the same way how you went to connect. Click on instance state. If you want to stop the server, you can stop it and reboot it. But when you stop and reboot, when you're doing a practice, but after your practice, you can terminate this server. Okay, terminate the instance. Terminate is nothing but deleting the instance. That's it. Now, if you can see, it is terminating. So shutting down, and later it will be going to terminate it. And if you search this, it is not going to be there. Okay, because my server is deleted, and it will be not there. So this is how you need to practice of creating a server and deploying a static application. If you understand this particular class of today's, then you will understand the coming classes easily, like how we utilize the services and resources on the cloud for an application deployment. DevOps engineer for work for an application deployment and maintain and develop them. Okay. So in that way, we're going to learn more deeper in coming classes. So let's meet tomorrow at the same time. No doubts. Still, I'm asking one more time. Any doubts, any confusions, so I can
Yeah.
clarify.
Hi, Admin. Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, without fem file, can we connect the instance?
No.
Okay. Fem file is mandatory, right?
Mandatory. That's why. If you are an admin, you have a console port physically. You can log in by username and password. But we are doing it the cloud, right? So it should be secured. The server should be secured. First thing, the server will not going to accept me without a key. So I have to maintain the key which the server is given to me as a private key. Server will maintain a public key. So we have to maintain PEM file mandatory to log into the server. It can be a Azure, it can be a GCP, it can be AWS. Any cloud, your PEM file is mandatory.
For example, if I lost my fem file, what should
Hmm.
we do?
So we have a three processes to recover your PEM file. So we'll cover that class. Like you can create a one more AMI and you can create the instance and then you can recover the same access of the server. Or otherwise, you can go for a snapshot creation with the EBS solution and you can do it. Okay, these are the two best options you can do. Another way that you have to maintain a bastion host to be connected to all the servers. So if I tell you this process now, you might be confused. So we have a classes on it as well, recovering the PEM file. What if you lost? So this is the most asked interview question also. How do you recover your PEM file if you lost PEM file of your server? So I'll show you a practical. Don't worry.
Okay.
Thank you all. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time.